Welcome back to another exciting trip around the crypto canaverse. Kicking off today's show is the sensational success of Ballies NFTs, which sold out on crypto.com in mere 10 minutes during their first round and less than 2 hours in the second round. This sets the stage for a discussion on a gaming revolution backed by giants like crypto.com and Wemix. Boasting over 80,000 enthusiast social media followers, we're driving into an innovative gaming platform that marries the excitement of sports with the transformative power of blockchain technology. We'll explore how players can monetize their engagement through Lend and Earn and Gear Armory Protocol, and how the community-driven DAO is reshaping game governance. Plus, we'll examine the DeFi and GameFi integration that underpins a robust player economy. And finally, we'll celebrate how this platform is empowering gamers globally, offering them tangible rewards for their prowess and participation. It's a groundbreaking moment for gamers everywhere. But before we dive in, we are going to have Alan present our Bible verses.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you everyone for joining Crypto Canaverse, another episode. Today we have two Bible verses. Each came from one of our speakers. So I'm going to read Matthew 17:20. That was chosen by Clement. And it says, "Because you have so little faith," he answered, "for truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Here's what the verse means. The 9 disciples who left behind when Jesus took Peter, James, and John up the mountain failed in a critical task. They could not cast the demon from a boy who was suffering greatly. Their public failure led to an argument with some Jewish scribes, as well as some exaggerated response from Jesus about the faithless, and twisted generation. Jesus healed the boy, but the disciples really want to understand what went wrong. They have asked him privately, away from the crowd, why they could not cast the demon out. Jesus responds to them directly, but relatively kindly in this verse. At the heart of the failure with the little faith, they either did not trust the power of God or did not have enough faith in the power of God. And then the second verse was chosen by Tom, and it comes from Proverbs 9:10. Here is the passage of Proverbs 9:10. "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." Here is the explanation of this passage. The line drawn between those who are wise or righteous in their approach to wisdom and those who are foolish and wicked in their fundamental principle. This is a statement made often in Proverbs and also echoed elsewhere in the Bible. The word translated beginning here is the root, which implies a foundation or an origin. In this context, King Solomon means it is a prerequisite for wisdom. Without a humble, sincere reverence for who God is, a person will be arrogant and instinctively lash out when they are corrected. No one can be truly wise unless he fears the Lord. The term fear the Lord occurs more than a dozen times in the book of Proverbs. This is not just respect, but it does not imply terror or panic. The idea of one of humility, deep reverence, and submission. The basis for fearing God in this way is belief that he is holy and hates and punishes the sins. Those who properly understand God's role have a clear view of reality, leading to insight and better outcomes. So I have to ask each one of the speakers today. Let's start with Clemens, since you chose Matthew 17:20. How does it resonate with you, and what does it mean to you, Clemens?
Hello, guys. So the main thing with me is that I always believe that if you have faith, anything good can happen. And I follow this, and I also believe that everything is coming from the inside. And this word for me, it's really powerful, and it's something that stick with me for a very long time. And it will stick until the rest of my life.
Thank you, Clemens. Any other comments out there? I truly believe that having faith is really important. Thank you. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 9:10. Tom, you chose this verse. How does this verse relate to you, or why did you choose this verse?
Sure, I think this verse is pretty powerful because acknowledging and respecting God is very essential for meaningful and virtuous life. And everything starts from there. So I think that's why I like it.
Any comments? Truly is the beginning. It's a foundational verse. I love it.
I have a comment.
Oh,
I noticed that when I'm going through really challenging times and I still keep my faith, but I also speak about it in public or in private to my close friends or colleagues or family. Later on, I get through that challenging time and I also get blessed. And I feel that, during the time we live in, and a lot of people are scared to speak about it in public, but the ones that do, people are drawn to them for a reason. And I feel that that's a lot of grace and courage. And I feel that we get blessed later on because we use our platforms for that. So that's why I love what you guys are doing.
thank you. Thank you so much, Sophia. We appreciate that.
Thank you,
Thank
Sophia.
you, Alan, for presenting our Bible verses for today. And thank you for all of the comments and participation. We appreciate all of you. The Crypto Canaverse show is putting on a female pitch contest for women in the blockchain industries. We already have $20,000 grant, promised to us, which is fantastic. So if you are a female founder out there building something amazing, please reach out. If you are a VC investor, anyone that would like to support female founders in blockchain, please reach out to us and talk to us about how you can be a sponsor for the event. And you can reach out to us on LinkedIn or info@cryptocanaverse.com. With that, we want to say thank you, everyone, for coming today. I would like to welcome our guest co-host, Mona Tiesler. Mona is an investor at Tokentus Investment AG, a leading VC firm in Germany. And they work with the in the German blockchain ecosystem. And I would like Mona to go ahead and hop on and tell everyone about yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me, and what a lovely introduction to this show today. Yes, as Crystal correctly mentioned, I work for a German venture capital fund called Tokentus. I lead the investments there, and we are globally focused, so we invest in companies that are based anywhere in the world. But we are actually a public entity on the German stock exchange because we're backed by a lot of the German banking network, and that is just a suitable structure for those kinds of, let's call them LPs, or in our case, they're obviously shareholders. And we generally invest in a very broad spectrum. A lot of the investments we do are in the financial services Web3 infrastructure space because, of course, we have a strategic value add. But of course, that is not the only space that we invest in. And outside of the venture capital role, I also run an angel syndicate that contains people that are very crypto native, investors in the crypto space that work as angels, but also high net worth individuals, family offices, and others, and that want to get exposure to crypto native companies that are, vetted by me and the team, and then we provide these opportunities to our angel group. And that's quite exciting as well to do that on top of the venture capital role. So a little bit of everything from conservative to a bit more Web3 native is part of my daily life. Yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
You're most welcome. Mona, are there any projects that you are currently looking for investors, advisors, or partnerships for yourself personally?
Yeah, I mean, we always look for other angel investors or, other family offices, high net worths, or just people who are excited and interested to join our syndicate. You can invest from very little amounts of money. We're kind of structured like a venture DAO. And we just try to provide a lot of opportunity for anyone who wants to get exposure to the space with some education as well. And we also want to provide a lot of value to the startups, right? So we also want to make sure that they're then connected to the angel investors that are part of our group, and that they provide a lot of value beyond money, but actually really smart money. So to be able to provide connections, network, advice, right? Whatever the founders of the startups need. So anyone who's excited to kind of see opportunities or wants to join an angel syndicate or just learn a little bit about what we do, super, super welcome to reach out to me at any point.
Thank you, Mona. Where can they reach you at?
I'll post it in the chat. You can either message me on LinkedIn, you can message me on Twitter, or on Telegram, which is the same as the Twitter handle, actually. So it's CryptoMona T. CryptoMona was already taken, so I added the T in the back, which is the T standing for my last name. So yeah, I'm quite good at answering, so please just reach out, and happy to always have a chat.
Thank you, Mona, for joining us today as our guest co-host. We appreciate you so very much. Let's put our hands together and welcome the founders of Ballies, who led the record-breaking sold-out 10K NFT project on crypto.com, Clement and Tom. Welcome, Clement and Tom.
Hey guys,
Hello,
pleasure
hello.
to be here.
Hey, how's it going? Clement, you're calling in from Consensus. How's it going there?
Oh, it's buzzing. It's buzzing. So many people, so many new connections, new partnerships being made. Crazy. I'm really happy to be here, and doing all of this stuff for Ballies and for all of us to succeed and to bring something special to that respect.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. How did you guys meet each other?
So yes, this is a nice story because we met each other when we used to live in the Middle East. So before that, we had some history, both Clement and I, in crypto. I started crypto in 2015, but we met, Clement, when was that? 2019?
Yeah, 2018, 2019, 2018. I believe.
Yes, so we started in, I used to live in Saudi Arabia, and also Clement used to run, you can tell yourself, but he was working for big football companies, I mean soccer companies. And at that time we met each other, and we started talking, and then we started doing business together, and we've been doing it since 2019. And we have two companies. One is located in Switzerland, which is called Metacourt, and one is located in the US, which is called Ballies. And yeah, we run few hats at the same time, but we focus on Ballies at the moment because this is our key product and key project.
That is really interesting. Before we dive into Ballies, I would like to know, what is the one trait that you admire about one another?
That's a very good question. I think Clement is very persistent, and when you close when you close the door in front of him, he will use the window to jump in. And if you close the first window, then he finds another one. I think it's really awesome about him.
That's amazing. Thank you, Clement.
Yeah, what I love about Tom, he's a technical guy, but he explains everything to, let's say, to me, which I had no idea, in regard to technical side. Plus, he's a really good guy, just to be around, fun guy to be around, and he's a powerful man in business also. He has like 20 plus years experiences, and you know, you could never tell that he did what he did in the past, and he's so open, you know, and he's helping people out. So I'm just, you know, excited to be working with him, and now we are working for 5+ years, and you know, we always, at the end of the day, we always see eye to eye, and this is something that is also really important for, I believe, for our relationship and for business relationship, that that we stick together and we go through hard times together, and we went through some hard times and we are still here, and this is also a great quality of his, that, you know, because I'm sometimes stubborn and he's calming me down and so on. So I admire many of his good things that he has.
Crystal, you need to understand that we're like, I'm Polish and by nationality, so we're more calmer. And Clement is from Balkan area, so they're more like, you know, sometimes very excited. Yes. So I think, you know, we need to sometimes he
You
needs
can
to
say
be
aggressive also.
aggressive. So
You guys
so he
balance
needs,
each other.
yeah, balance each other, because he needs to give me some more energy. On the other hand, I need to calm him down from time to time.
That's amazing. I love that. You know, one thing that I've noticed about you guys is that you guys do what you say you're going to do. You follow through. You're very communicative. So I absolutely love that. That's really important in business. And I appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons why I was inspired to bring you on the show. Plus, you guys have an awesome gaming platform, which I'm super excited about talking about. You know, what inspired you guys to venture into the gaming platforms and, you know, combine, you know, Web3 and also the sporting industry? How did you guys even come up with that?
Yeah, so we've been in sports and gaming for longer. Clement will tell and share his story working with big soccer clubs. And I've been doing gaming. I love crypto. I've been in crypto since 2015. And at some point, we thought that starting such initiative would be great, not only for us from the fun perspective, but of course, business is business, and we would also love to make money on the platform. However, we saw few gaps that are in traditional gaming for gamers. Since we love sports, we love gaming, we wanted to combine all of it and also fill the gaps with blockchain and with Web3. And this is why we started the platform. And we started it with the thought that it will be Web3 sports gaming, but we started smaller with the smaller scope because we started Ballies as NFT collection with crypto.com.
And Thomas, how did you even get into Web3 or crypto in the first place?
Yeah, so that was a story from 2015. I have a very good friend from the university, and he's a Vietnamese guy. And you know, Asians are crazy and they know more than we do. And he told me about Litecoins and that we can buy these machines and mine Litecoins. And I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? I know Bitcoin, but Litecoin mining, what is that? So it was 2015, and we started mining Litecoin when it was for $2. So you know that it reached the peak of 300 something later on, but it would be a dream story for me, of course, if I mined for 2 and sold for 300. But at that time, we didn't know. So we were mining and we were selling when we had a profit of like 200, 300%, because you were thinking that maybe it will go down. We didn't know it for sure, but this is how it started. So it was nice because we had the equipment, we were making some money, and then of course I started going deeper into the altcoin forest, Ethereum and you know, other alts, trading by myself. And then we thought that you know, maybe we will go and do something more and capitalize on the business opportunities, because we started to believe that there is something in crypto space that will really change the world, change the finance, and also bring some good, nice use cases to the business world. And we thought, okay, let's do it. We started from sports and from gaming, because this is in our particular interest, and this is where we have the most of experience, and this is how we started the whole thing.
That is really interesting. So you know how complex NFTs and the crypto world are. So you guys, what I'm hearing is that you guys have created Ballies to onboard, non-crypto folks. I mean, can somebody that doesn't know crypto just come onto your platform? How does that work?
Yeah, sure. So what we're trying from the beginning is just to make it super broad for other people to understand. So the idea of Ballies is to build the games and gaming infrastructure, and the games that are placed on blockchain and are using crypto and blockchain and tokens are created in a way to attract not only Web3 gamers, but also Web2 traditional gamers. So when we released the first game on our platform, a basketball-themed game, you basically can download it from iOS and Android, and you can start playing from the very first second without thinking about how to connect wallet, how to even connect your email. You just get the NFT from the game, because we also built something that we called lend to earn, which is making a copy of NFT and allowing other players to play with your NFT copy, but it's not one-to-one. You basically have one NFT. If you're cryptomaniac, you bought your NFT, and then you put it on the marketplace, and you can copy it to multiple different gamers, and they just get it from you. They don't even know it's NFT. They just get your the main character in the game and use it as normal. And then the part of the yield or profit they get. So if they play the game, they get coins, and part of these coins go back to the original owner. So we're trying to create these small economies around NFTs. So if you're the owner of the NFT, and if you get 50 other gamers to play for you, then of course you can get this passive income. And these guys will be playing actively, earning, but part of their income goes back to you.
If I can chime in, are the NFTs representing the actual games themselves and access to them?
Yeah, so NFTs, so this is how Ballies started. Let's go back to 2022. So we started from the first collection of NFTs with Crypto.com, and it was basketball-themed NFTs, and they were avatars. And the game, you use these avatars in the game. They are your main characters. So if you have NFT, you've got your avatar, Ballie, with certain skills that they use during the basketball game. And then, of course, this NFT can be copied, so other players get this avatar, this character in the game, main character in the game, basketball player that plays the game.
I'm curious if you ever thought about like updating stats on an avatar, like progressive stats that continue on or anything.
Yeah, dynamic NFTs. We're thinking about this with the next games that we have. Of course, but we also have different moments, because we can stack up certain stats. You need to see the game. The basic stats on the avatar are there, but then you can add different components to it and like stack it up so it becomes more powerful.
Are you familiar with player auctions? So like people have like a World of Warcraft account, and I mean, obviously World of Warcraft doesn't want you using the platform. I don't know how it still exists, but it does. But people can sell their accounts. So is that kind of the trajectory you guys were going for? Or?
Oh, I think this will be traditional marketplace for selling NFTs, like any other marketplace, not necessarily accounts. But you can upgrade. Definitely, you can upgrade your character, and then this upgraded character. So yeah, kind of you can say it's like selling the account, because you will be able to upgrade it and then push it.
What all media types are you guys trying to cover with the marketplace? And because that's the thing I'm curious about. Like at one point or another, I was doing a music marketplace and trying to be iTunes, except when you bought music, you could sell it later, but access to the music itself was the tricky part, you know? And trying to only let that individual who owned the song to have access. I mean, I don't know if this is things that you've been thinking about or if it applies to anything that you're trying to build. I jumped in late, so hopefully I'm not like readdressing anything that's already been covered.
No, it's fine. We're at the moment we're using third-party applications and the marketplaces that are there to create this ecosystem and buying and selling of our NFTs.
That's cool. No, I get really excited about the idea of I think it was there was a platform that was geared just towards this where the whole thing was you can buy games. It was kind of like a GameStop on the blockchain. So once you were done with the games, you could resell them and it was all sort of automated. So instead of having to go to your GameStop store, get the trade-in value, someone else would just buy it off you. I tend to love that idea, and I hope that's where the future is headed, to be honest with you. I would be much more willing to try games out. I mean, even imagining if there was like a scarce amount of these games and the price could go up and you end up making a profit and you get to have fun on a video game, things like that. So it applies to music and applies to other things. So anyway, being in the industry, I was just kind of like prodding. I always like to see other people's perspective on these sort of topics and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited. So
That is really cool. How many moves can you actually add to your character?
So we have different components. We've got gear items that you can attach. We've got beautiful cheerleaders that can support you during the game. They are also separate NFTs. We've got beautiful divas that are female players that can compete with men at even terms and the same level. So we have a lot. And we also have non-NFT items in the game, which are the battle cards, and you can also add them for these extra moves. At the moment, we've got 30 different that you can mix when you play and use them to outscore your opponent.
That is really cool. Russ, you had a question?
I'm curious, and again, I'm just letting my brain sort of trail off here, and then just with ideas, that's how my brain works. But there was this like, what was it, a volleyball game? It was called Slime Ball back in the day, but early in crypto, I always wondered if you could basically train your like NFT up. So going back to the stats thing, and if you could add stats or help train and then you could just battle them against each other. And so instead of a player using the character themselves, you would just put your NFT up against someone else's, then they can battle it out, but then have like carryover stats. And I mean, you know how wagering and gambling is pretty big in this space already. So I'm again wondering if these are things that you guys have thought about.
Yeah, so we have a lot of plans as well. Clement can speak more about the betting part, the gambling part.
I will.
Later on. Inside the first game, we have one-on-one games where you can bet your tokens on against another player. So this is like the base of the betting, I would say. If you feel like you can win and win tokens. Surprisingly, our game is PG-17 on iOS because of this component, and still PG-3 on Android. So we're it's okay. I mean, we put some betting inside the game, but still was judged for okay for small kids. Clement, maybe you can add something, because you love micro betting, and also we're doing these partnerships with few companies.
Sorry guys, I'm just heading to another meeting, that's why I'm in the car. But yeah, something that Tom is talking, it's true. So I wouldn't just focus on one game. Yes, we have this basketball strategic card game already out, but this is proof of concept. This is something that show that we are here, that we know what we are doing, and that we have some traction. On the other hand, what we are doing at the moment also is negotiating with Sportradar. Sportradar is a company that is on Nasdaq, and probably many of you knows who they are. And with that being said, now the narrative is micro bets. And they approached us, and they believe that what we are building and what we are trying to achieve with not just basketball game, but also the games that are in the pipeline with different sports, that it's exactly that. So that it's super cool for all of these betting houses, gambling houses, they will use our games, and people will be betting on the outcome of these games. And that means that it's another vertical for our business, another revenue stream for our business. So Ballies, it's really not just a game, far off. We are a sports gaming platform, and we are adding multiple different revenue streams to the whole mix. And we really believe that we are going to be super successful with it.
I definitely am a fan. I mean, that's why I got into the blockchain space to begin with, because when I'm playing games, I like for there to be a stake in my playing, either, owning or have a be at risk for loss, because it makes it feel more real. And I do believe that's where the industry's headed. Like, people want to feel like they have part ownership in the games that they enjoy, or a stake in the game, or a stake in the outcome of the game. And I also love the idea of wagering on players in real time, because obviously streaming and esports is huge. And so being able to have that wagering ability on things that happen in the game in like a trustless way is super, super cool. So just giving my thoughts on that. I like what you guys are doing so far. I'd like to see stuff. I'm like a visual type, so I'd love to jump on there and see what's going on.
Thank you, Rasmona.
Yeah, I mean, I love the conversation, Russ, with you and the guys, because it's very enthusiastic, and like you're really in it as well. So that's pretty cool. And I hope I'm not ruining that vibe, but I kind of, when Thomas and Clemens were talking, I was, I obviously know a little bit about the project, and I know the partnerships that you guys have and that you've just mentioned are really strong. And so I would love to hear a little bit more about them. How did you come about them? What are the other upcoming partnerships that you have? And maybe explain a little bit more around the product as well, and all the things that are coming up, given the strong, you have a really, really, really strong base. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that a bit more.
Yeah, maybe Tom, I can start, and you can add.
Sure.
And I will go back a little bit, just to shortly introduce myself and from where I'm coming from. So I was involved with football, soccer for my whole life. First I was a player, later on I was a coach, and then I was the executive CEO of Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain football academies in Saudi Arabia. And I will just go back even more, and I will say why I believe that faith can move mountains. It's also because I'm coming from really small town. And in 97, Ronaldo, Brazilian guy, came to Inter Milan. And that's why I started cheering, I became a fan of Inter Milan. And then 20 plus years later, I became the CEO of Inter Milan Football Academy. The guy from small town from Slovenia, Slovenia, it's nothing in football, to be completely honest. And I really believe that this faith can move mountains. And for me, it definitely, I'm a living proof that it can happen. On the other hand, why this is also important is because we have some connections, let's say, in sports world, in football world, and so on. But in regards to Ballies, we started when we were choosing our partner, and at the end, Crypto.com became our partner. We were thinking, what is the best possible way? Where are the biggest synergies? And back then, Crypto.com was investing heavily in sports, and us being like a sports gaming platform, we thought that this would be the best fit. We were talking with Binance, we were talking with Crypto.com. At the end, we went with Crypto.com, and it's a nice story. Sold out collection in 10 minutes. It was like a nice fit for us. And from there, we just added different partners, different ambassadors. They were coming to us. I'm hearing so much stories around the crypto space, how they were paying some ambassadors, how there was money upfront, minimum guarantees, and so on. We never did something like that. All of our ambassadors are there either on free basis or we did some revenue sharing with them. So when we sold something, we then reinvested back into them, into their, especially into their foundations, and helped, rebuild basketball courts and so on. And then also, let's say, Wemix came, also Immutable came, also Enjin came, and all other guys. And now we will talk about this probably a little bit later on. But now, since we will be releasing the token, we have so much interest from the guys from sports to come, to invest, to be part of this, because I know that it's exciting story and it really has a lot of potential and a lot of different, basically, revenue avenues that we are tapping into. So this is how we were thinking from the start. How to get these strong partners, and we believe that we will be just adding more and more strong partners into the Ballies project.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think
Those are amazing partners. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I think, Clement, that was a great summary where we are at the moment. Although we started as NFT collection, we always had this Web3 sports gaming platform in mind, of course, from day one. And yes, NFTs with Crypto.com were spot on. It was a crazy time with Super Bowl, with LeBron James endorsing Crypto.com. Magnificent sale. But from day one, we used our stories because this was coming from our experience, and this was something that we always loved. Me more on the IT side, crypto side, Clement more on the sports side, and it worked. And we also believe that business is some sort of game of chess to a certain extent, and you need to weave all these right connections from the beginning. We did that, and we're trying to grow now, and we collected over 80,000 followers that are super active on social media. These guys have been with us since day one, some of them coming back. You know how it is in crypto. Some people forget and then coming back. So all in all, we're going in the right direction. And we left the most important part for the beginning of the next bull run that we believe it's coming now. We released NFTs, we released proof of concept basketball game. We are creating new games and the whole gaming infrastructure. And on the other hand, we left the token for later, and this is our focal point at the moment. So we're preparing for the token launch. We didn't want to rush in because we had a nice runway. We wanted to prove to our community and everyone that we will build something first and then go for token, not to sell only dreams, as many crypto companies do. So now it's the moment, and I think the token is waiting there, and we are waiting for the best possible moment to push it in the market.
I love
On
that.
the other hand, if I can just add one more thing, which for me it's kind of important, what we proved so far is, some would say that we are hustlers, but we make it happen. we are coming from Slovenia, Tom from Poland. We didn't have like big backings, big VCs behind, I don't know who, but with let's say some of our connections and with our persistence, we make it happen. We made it happen, you know. And now it's the time to just show, okay, we have additional, let's say, product in token that can really power up the whole Ballies ecosystem. Go with us, take a look if this is something that you would be interested in. But we definitely believe that this is like a super cool opportunity, and that I would also say that we are the right partners or founders for sure, because we have a proven track record.
I can really commend that you guys have a product before you go raise, and that you've built something that has value, because sadly we often also see in this industry that a lot of projects are raising with a token without having any product at all. So it's definitely, in my personal opinion, the right way to go to only, offer investment opportunities into your project when there is actually something to invest in. But that's just a side note. What I wanted to ask a little bit more about, and I know you touched upon it, but maybe for some of the people that are not so well versed in tokenomics, what is the main use case, and how does the token get used in your ecosystem of Ballies in general?
Mhm. Yeah, so there are two main things that the token will be used for, and it's games and also cross game, because it will be one token that is going to embrace multiple games, and also the governance in the whole ecosystem. We built the model that I'm super happy to share after the call. It's pretty complicated, but here we tried to build some sustainability in the system. We know how hard it is to build the tokenomics, but we had a special division unit within our company. The guys very experienced in tokenomics, so we spent a lot of time on it, and mostly token will flow through different games, circle back, and build this tokenomics around the whole ecosystem. Plus, we'll give also some governance in the future DAO that we will attach to the project, and that will be two main drivers of the token.
How can we get a hold of your token? Do you have any price or any information on the pricing of the round that you can share with us as investors of the future?
Clement is best to talk about this part.
Yeah, so we raised quite a substantial amount already. So we are in the middle, of the round, and we still have something left in our seed round. So more than welcome if we have guys here who would like to invest to talk with us. But I would also say that it's like substantial discount of 60%. And that means that there is also, of course, nice opportunity to earn some money together.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I heard discounts, so I feel like now I'm all ears. No, but this is
to
great.
be correct. It has to be. If you're early supporter, early backer, you have to have
and
some incentive.
Just for also everyone's understanding, money is money, of course. Great, because that gives you some runway to run and operate your company. On the other hand, we're also looking for strategic partners. We love to open doors all over the place. So for me, okay, money, great, but someone who can network with us open doors, have this strategic partnership to bring more partners and keep it going, give us some more traction, more community, more this and that. That is the core value that we're looking at the moment.
Makes a lot of sense. And I think generally, what I've also mentioned earlier, I think what's really, really important is smart money, right? Specifically for early stage projects that, you work with people, that people invest, that have some sort of value add. That might be opening doors, that might be a partnership, that might be experience, or just maybe a little bit of marketing, whatever it may be, right? These are, I think, quite valuable. But on the other hand, I think these relationships can also grow. So maybe it's not an immediate, I can help you with all these massive things yet, but I want to. And I think that's also, a good basis to have some, strong angel investors join you on the current round with discount for early backers, which is awesome. And I was wondering also, like, what would you otherwise want investors to know? Is there anything else that, on your roadmap or generally that you haven't shared with us that might be enticing or just generally interesting for the audience?
Yeah, I think very interesting. Okay, Clement, you want to start?
No, go ahead. I will go later.
I wanted to talk about our ambassadors. There is a lot of things that we cannot disclose maybe on that call, but in one-on-one conversation we will be able to follow up. And about the ambassadors, not only current ambassadors that we have, and there is a lot of NBA guys, but also from the soccer side, because Clement and his experience brought few very powerful guys into the project. We want to keep the names for us at the moment, because there is also this high potential of the project at the right time of token release, when we will probably reveal these names. And I think that might be something super convincing. There is a lot of reach from these ambassadors across social media. And Clement may say a few more words about this, but I think this is super powerful side of the project that we haven't spoken a lot about yet.
Yeah, I can just add that it's more than 100+ million reach on social media through few of our new investors slash later on, of course, also ambassadors, because they have this incentive. What I would also like to add is that we also have some powerful partners in regards to launchpads. So we already secured likes of Enjin, Starter, GameFi, and so on. This is pretty important. We already confirmed also some nice centralized exchanges like Wemix, Gate.io, and of course Crypto.com. And we are in talks with tier 1 exchanges. So yeah, we really believe that our token release is going to be powerful. And there are many things that we are working behind the scenes that I cannot mention, but as you can see, me being in Austin, it means that we are, of course, going around and meeting new people, meeting new partners, and getting it done.
I think it's amazing. You guys have a fantastic start on what you're doing. You have the partnerships, you have the NBA, you have soccer, you have these amazing athletes on board. You have crypto.com, huge exchanges, you have VCs, you have accelerators. What would you guys like if you guys had a wish list of saying, I would like to work with this company, this company, and this company? What would that be?
Should I?
Of course.
You mean in Web3 space or?
Any space, any space.
Uh,
If you
okay.
could partner with this with anyone, who would it be?
Me personally, I really like OKX.
OKX?
OKX, yeah. The exchange. This is something that we are striving towards, you know. It's not confirmed yet, so I'm not lying to you, but this is something that I would really like to have. Of course, we would like to really also like to have backing from tier one, let's say VCs, because it can open doors, it can boost you like crazy. But yeah, let's say those those are my wishes.
What about you, Tom? Do you have any wishes?
I've got a lot of wishes, but in terms of Ballies, I think I'm fully in line with Clemens. Yeah, we understand how it works with the token release and with getting the token elevated later on, not only with some pumps and dumps, but also in a more stable organic way. And the first release on the very good exchange is super important, and then these partnerships that you can add to the project later on that will just grow your user base and basically allow you to grow your project. Yeah, I fully agree what Clement said about tier one exchanges and top partners.
Good to know. Good to know. Before we close out, we have a few more minutes before we close out the show. Do we have any questions out there?
What's the next game? Basketball? What's after basketball?
I was gonna ask
Ah,
next sport game you're gonna put on there.
yeah. So the next one will be football, but soccer. I mean, here we have American crowd, so this is soccer. We're going to do. We already pipelined soccer game. Then probably we will go to like a full-on American market with American football game. At the same time, we want to open accelerator and also launchpad for other projects with our infrastructure. So anyone who will be in the sports gaming with ball as a theme, since we're Ballies, then they will be able to join our platform and also release the games on it. So this is in the pipeline.
What kind of players would you guys like to meet or join your platform or invest in your platform? I know you guys said NBA players that you have on your platform and soccer players, but if you could just say, I want these players, or I would love to meet these players, who would they be?
We are meeting them all. So you know, the funny thing is also that we are working, let's say, with Goran Dragic, and Goran Dragic was professional NBA player. He's just retiring now, and he will have the Dragon, correct, the Dragon. He will have his farewell game in the middle of August in Slovenia, and over there, all of the basketball stars will be there from Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jimmy Butler, and so on and so forth. So
Wow.
since we are partners with Goran and his foundation, we will be meeting all of them. And just to tell you a quick story, I know I was with Luka's father. Luka is pretty hot topic today. I can see all over the ESPN and so on. Yesterday he killed Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, and
Clement, I never watched that game. I left this game for tonight. Thank you very much.
Playing the results, Clement.
No, come on.
I don't know what you meant by killing them, but okay.
20 points in first quarter by Luka. It means a lot, you know. He killed them instantly. But I was with his father, day before, and in Dallas when we flew in for consensus, and yeah, all of those guys are option. Of course, I understand that Luca he's huge, but honestly, personally, I love Luca, and he would be my choice.
Thank you for sharing that. Do we have any other follow-up questions? No more follow-up questions. Well, thank you guys so very much for joining us today on the Crypto Canaverse show. Where can our audience reach out and connect with you guys at? Clement, Tom?
Tom, so they can
Yeah,
visit. Tom, go ahead.
Personally, we're on Telegram. I think I wrote in the notes. So you can contact us on Telegram or LinkedIn. And the info about the project is, of course, on our website, Ballies, BALLIES.GG. And this is the starting point for the project itself. And we are pretty strong on Discord and Twitter as well. But personal connections we prefer to do through Telegram.
Thank you. And really quickly, how much are you guys looking to raise?
Altogether, it's going to be $3.5 million US dollars. And we already raised the majority of that.
Okay, wonderful. So that's why investors need to reach out now, because the round will be closing. They won't be able to get discounts. So if you guys are interested, everybody watching out there, you better reach out ASAP. Since I've been talking with them, they have raised a lot of money just just me learning about them. So please reach out. And thank you guys so very much. Let's go ahead. Alan, can you please close with prayer?
Yes, let's bow our heads. Thank you so much for another week, Crypto Canaverse. Thank you, Clement. Thank you, Tom. And thank you, Mona. Let's bow our heads. Dear God, thank you so much for another Crypto Canaverse show that we can learn about the project Ballies and what these wonderful entrepreneurs came, where they started, where they're going, and continue to bless them in all things that they do. Thank you so much for Mona being our co-host. Tom and Clemens to share about their passion about the projects. May you continue to watch over them, protect them, and provide for them in all things that they do as they continue to expand and explore into different sports. Or just continue to protect this group that we have an amazing time going on forward, and we just have faith and believe and trust and build a good foundation with you, knowing that you will provide at your perfect timing. In Christ's name, Jesus' name, pray, amen.
Amen.